Cancer, diabetes, obesity, hypertension, and asthma are all examples of non-communicable diseases, and sadly, these diseases are the leading cause of death globally. But do they really affect us here in Africa? And are Africans really living with these diseases? Find out here at the African NCD Champions podcast as we share incredible stories of Africans living with non-communicable diseases. My name is Ogweno Stephen and I'll be your host. Let's roll. Welcome to another episode of the African NCD Champions, and today we're very privileged to be joined by a doctor working in the space of NCDs, especially as a caregiver, a physiotherapist, a rehabilitationist. So he's going to give us a bit more of the details, and also we're going to ask him a few questions on what his experience has been working with people living with various non-communicable diseases. So, Dr. without further ado, give us a brief introduction about yourself. Who are you? What do you do? And then we'll catch it up from there.
Okay, thank you for having me in your program. My name is Asungu Japheth, based at KNH, Kenyatta National Hospital, and I'm an occupational therapist. But I have many hats. One, I'm an OT. I have a specialty in driving and assessment and rehabilitation programs to help people with disability in driving. So despite the disability, are you able to drive or not drive? I should be able to respond to that question. I happened to have this study in Australia some years back. And when I came back, I realized that when people suffer common conditions, it's good to put them together so that they can fight for their rights and learn more about the condition the condition they have. So that's why when I came back, and more so when it comes to neurological rehabilitations, which I'm an expert in that again, we came up with this association, put the patients together. We used to have group sessions with them, and we came up with the association. So currently also I'm working with the stroke and hypertension association. I lead the medical team. And basically some of the things I do.
Interesting.
Things, yes.
It's a big profile and many hats that you wear. So I guess the first question I'd ask then is in terms of your experience so far. So what has been your experience so far with various patients living with stroke, for example, and how do their rehabilitation process look like?
Okay, let me just mention something about non-communicable diseases. The word here, you may put it like a silent killer. I may put it in bracket like silent killer. And stroke being just one of them. But before I get to stroke, there's cancer, there's diabetes, all those things. And it's a challenge to many people. The people who suffer these conditions, the family and the community. It's a big issue. Now, when it comes to stroke, which is just like them, in that group, this we call it is an accident. We call it sometimes cerebrovascular accident. Some call it one-side weakness. But basically, it's an accident. Why do I say it's an accident? It's because you're okay today. Tomorrow you are not. You are back to zero. What I mean by back to zero is like you are a baby. And what has happened is either you're having a bleed in the brain or you have a clot. Stroke is there are two types of stroke, which is either hemorrhagic. Hemorrhagic means there's a bleed happening in the brain. Or talk about the clot, which means the clot has blocked. Or there's another one which you call the
Now that was incredible. Thank you for listening in. Share this with your networks and follow us on all social media at Storelink and at NCD Champions. See you on the next one.